time of their lives. I was like, why aren't we involved in this more? So much more fun than this.
But you guys said you saw Donald Trump.
Oh yeah. There was this Asian man who was dressed in lingerie.
Not me.
With,
Might have been. He was wearing a mask.
No, it was
Might have been Reggie.
and he wore now I'm saying Donald Trump mask, but his sign said Donald Trump, and he was just dancing around. I couldn't stop looking at him. He was my unicorn.
Thank you. You're very kind. Bitsy, where did we go? What part of town was that? That was like...
We took like a 40-minute Uber, 5 blocks. From our hotel because we didn't know any better, and we had a dinner reservation at 7:15 at a steakhouse. I'm pretty sure we got there well after 8 because there was such bad traffic. But I was.
What's that part of town? What's that part of town called?
The part that we ended up.
It's like West Side. It's vague. I'm very vague. I'm
but
trying to
the
understand.
Uber ride was actually really entertaining because people were passing us. They were going so much faster than we were.
Oh my God! And also, there was this beautiful little baby that was like walking at the same speed. And we're like, oh, there it is again! Oh my God! And then there's this terrifying clown woman with like the evil eyes.
Do you see her?
Yes. And the dad gives the baby to the clown.
We're talking like.
And that baby isn't gonna like grow anymore. It was terrifying. I'm like, what is that? Was a terrible decision.
Was that the lady dressed like the It Clown?
Yeah, it was a lady
with
with
the pointy
evil eyes, right?
She had balloons. She had balloons.
I think
in
so.
her
Yeah,
hair.
I saw her too, and I was standing on the corner waiting for you, and she walked by, and I just went, "Gah!" It was so creepy, and I remember that book totally ruining me as a kid, and then there she is.
There she is, ruining it for everybody. Yeah. Well done to that lady. Yeah, you're out there.
So, just to get started, I'm going to ask a question. How did your audition go for GRIMM? How did each of you audition? How many times? How did you get the part? As I go back and we'll do Q&A now.
Yeah, it's always a mystery. I always assume there was like, well, so-and-so didn't take the offer, so let's go. Okay. Yeah, they whittled themselves down to my part, and then here's little Dave, who's cheap or something.
As you were known in season 1, right? Little Dave. Who's Little Dave?
I had known one of the producers from something else I did that year, and then I knew the director of the pilot from another thing I had done that year. So kind of like they both were under the guise that I was a great guy, and so that helped me out once this role came, and I was given the audition. There's a part of the year called pilot season when you're an actor where you get just tons and tons of auditions, and it's very like you don't even know what way is it up anymore. But I went in there, and they're usually like, next. But this time, they're like, ooh. I'm like, all right, okay, I've got them hooked. And it went really quickly for me. And then,
You were the first one cast, right?
I think I was the first one cast. I think they wrote the part for Monroe. And then...
They had worked with Silas before, so they actually kind of wrote that role for Silas. So Silas didn't have to go through a typical studio network test like I did, and like Sash and Reggie.
I actually didn't for this particular role. I didn't for this. Well, I auditioned for Silas's role initially. I wish someone told me that they wrote it for him.
Yeah. I cannot.
It would have saved me a lot of embarrassment. What do you guys think, huh? Funny, right? I'll let myself.
Well, when I was actually, David and I had done a movie together maybe 5 or 6 months before GRIMM, and we played boyfriend-girlfriend in this film. And then I was actually doing a test deal for a Fox drama that never even got picked up. But I texted him congratulations because I was reading that he booked the lead, and he texted me back and he said, "There's a role of my girlfriend on the show that hasn't been cast yet. You'd be perfect for it." And then my agency called and said, "You have a last-minute audition tomorrow for a show called GRIMM, and if they like you, you're testing in 2 days." So that's really a lot faster than usual. And I went in, and I only did the audition once. So unlike David, I thought I blew it, because usually they like to work with you if they really like you. But they later, Sean Hayes called my agent and said, tell her not to change a single thing. She's testing tomorrow. Do exactly what she did in the room, and I ended up booking it. So it was really fast.
How weird is that, though? I mean, did he play boyfriend girlfriend 5 months prior?
He considered
Then boyfriend girlfriend on this
headshots.
show, and now I understand you're boyfriend girlfriend. That's pretty weird, right? That's pretty amazing.
Reg had a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Well, first of all,
He's going to be humble here, but I'll jump in.
No. First of all, it's like a pilot season for Asian actors at that point was like crickets. It was like pilot season. I should probably like go on vacation. Since now. Yeah, but that for some reason that season it was like I was testing for like 5-6 different things. It was crazy. And yeah, no, the first time I went in, I was like, oh, well, that sucked. And then they called me back, and I was like, why are you calling me back? So, and then I went to the callback, and I was like, that sucked. And then they're like, oh, well, you're testing. I was like, what? So I...
Tell them what you tested for.
Well, yeah, no, so I was coming from a different test, way on the west side. If you know LA, they're coming from like, I was coming from Sony, and I had to get to Universal.
That's like
in
a
an
2-hour
hour.
commitment.
So my manager even hired a car service, and I was like, I had tests for this comedy over there, and like in the middle of like getting into like my suit, changing clothes, being the character, he calls, he was like, well, you didn't get that one. So you have this other one, and I was like, God damn it. So I literally went into the GRIMM test, and I was like, whatever, let's just go, let's go. But I was testing for the role of Hank.
Yeah.
So I had auditioned for Hank. And
I believe I was in the room for that.
Huh?
I believe I was in the room
David
for that.
Giuntoli, the most, first of all, yeah, you read with all of us. You even read
That was
with
the
me at my
same day I
cool
tested, because I
Yeah.
saw you at the test, and I saw
You were
Russell
phenomenal.
at the test.
We had a great time, and literally, I think the network test came down to me, Russell, and a Caucasian guy that shall be unnamed.
Yeah.
Because
Which
you
would
guys
have
would
been
know.
a
You
very
guys would
weird
know him.
choice.
Name discussion.
But we were walking out of the parking lot, and I told Russell, I said, if I don't get it, I hope you get it. And sure enough, they call him, and I cannot imagine anyone else in part of Hank. He's phenomenal in that role. And they called my agent, and they said, we really liked him. We'd like to create a role for him. And
Yeah, that's the highest compliment you can
so
get.
it was very, very sweet. Thanks. Aw, so much love so early in the morning. So they tried to get it approved, and the head casting director for NBC said, we'll approve it if you name him after me, and her name is Grace Wu. And so,
Right.
hence Sergeant Wu was born.
Jacqueline's got the Cinderella story. You know her
Yes.
story? This is amazing.
This is great.
Yeah, mine was a little bit more unorthodox. I was in college at the time at the University of Michigan. Any Michigan fans out there? Go. Nope. Anyway, I was.
That really landed, Jacqueline.
Yeah,
We're in Atlanta.
we made Hawaii yesterday. I'm really excited about it, all right? No, so I was in a screenwriting class, and I was an actor reading one of the writer's scripts, and 2 producers came in, Jim and Lynn Kauf, to give advice for the screenwriters, because Jim has written a bunch of movie scripts.
And his daughter.
And his daughter happened to go to Michigan, so he was visiting her, and she was in the art department. I didn't know her, and they were like, hey, we're trying to cast this role. Do you guys want to see what it's like to put an audition on tape? And I was like, yeah! So the next morning, I mean, it was like 9 a.m. on a Friday. I'm very lucky that I showed up to class that day. And then I read the next day. I picked up the sides on Friday night, and I read on Saturday, and then I flew out to LA on Sunday, and auditioned in front of the executive producers, and then they flew me up to Portland, and I read with David, who did not know his lines.
I already booked the job, Timoni.
Yeah, it was a fake script. He was very, very nice to show up. He was working like 14 hours a day at the time, and it was like this pretend thing that he didn't have to do, and it was really nice. And then I packed my bags and I moved to Portland.
Isn't that amazing?
It's outstanding. No, she didn't have to suffer at all. So we've been hazing her since then. But it's amazing.
They were looking like a long time for that role. I knew a lot of people who went out for it.
And Sash, weren't you supposed to be like a 50-year-old woman?
I think that's true.
I am. No. Have you not picked up on that's been anyway? So no, I auditioned for Silas's role, and that did not go well. And I mean, I thought it went well, but I never got called back for that. And then like 2 weeks later, at the very tail end, like the last crumbs of pilot season, and it was a very hard and busy pilot season, the casting director said, "Oh, they'd like to see you for the role of the captain." And I was like, "Captain? I didn't even notice there was a captain in this thing." And I looked through the script, and like at the end, he's got this little thing. I was like, "Oh, that's kind of interesting. I wonder what they got planned for him." Because he wasn't very present in the pilot, and so and he was supposed to be English. He was supposed to talk with an English accent.
And a lot older, because if you guys notice, like they were painting
They used to gray my
his
hair.
gray
Yeah.
in the beginning.
And so I walked into a room, and it was I was the youngest person in the room, and I was it was really diverse room. Like I was just like every ethnicity, every sex. Well, let's say two. Let's round it down to two. And then like it was just like, and I walked into the room and literally walked out. It's like, oh, sorry, wrong room. And I was like, oh wait, this is the only room. And called my manager. I was like, I think I'm in the wrong place, and they really don't know what they're looking for. But it worked out. But yeah, it's funny. They used to paint my hair gray, and Todd Milner, one of our producers, he was really insistent on like, no, get that gray in there and stuff. And so like for like 2 years, I'm like walking around with all this gray in my hair. And I asked Todd, I said, so how old is this guy? He's like, I don't know. He's like 40-ish. I'm like, you know what's funny? I'm kind of 40-ish. And is that really necessary? And so if you watch it over the years, it gets a little more.
That first season, man,
Oh,
it was just striped
on it.
Toronto's character.
No. So those are our stories.
Yes.
And you?